Tonight, from SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Los Angeles Chargers taking on the Denver Broncos.
Night beginning to fall over Southern California, but the lights are shining bright here at the spectacular SoFi Stadium in metropolitan Los Angeles. Tonight we start Week 14 with a great Thursday night matchup between the Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Chargers. Hi, everybody. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Charger club entering play here. It's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to... Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. This will be fielded inside the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. And trotting out there, a guy who's established himself as a veteran in this league, now in his 5th year at quarterback.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They're going to look to throw. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys? Coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night, guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving. The Chargers at 7-5 now of the year. They were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Eckler now between the tackles. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. They'll run for the first time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he'll look underneath here for Edwards-Helaire. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He finds his man, complete. That's Schultz. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, first and goal. They go back to the ground now with Eckler. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chargers will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Hopkins with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So now here are the Broncos for their first drive of the game. They're led onto the field by their quarterback, a man who's made quite the name for himself in the NFL, and that's Russell Wilson.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, it's the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He was able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw caught here by Dulcich. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Throwing again on second down. Wilson. They'll drop this underneath to Pollard. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. They run it for the first time with Tony Pollard. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's Pollard again. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time, that's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Stopped in his tracks by Ahmad Gardner. Out on the edge, you love to have cornerbacks like that can bring him down in the run game.
And you're also exposed to everyone. It really becomes a one-on-one play, doesn't it? You're out there by yourself on the edge. The best ones know how to make the play, and we just saw an example of it right there.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on third. Throwing is Wilson. And the pass is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jerry Jeudy. A great play there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Well, Charles, here in their opening series, they said they had certain plays scripted for certain players. That looked like a well-designed play to get one of their top targets involved.
Yeah, let's face it, Brandon. A player of his talent is a problem for any opponent to defend, and we saw it right there. They tried to deny an open lane to him. He still outplayed the coverage and scored the early touchdown. Good luck trying to figure out how to defend him as this game moves on.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Taking it about the 1. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Heading back out, the Chargers offense. We get a peek at the playoff picture in the AFC. Now, the current playoff picture, and you can see they are one of those 3 wild card teams, at least for the moment, but they have not clinched that spot, Charles. And look, their message has been clear. We're keeping our foot on the gas to the very end.
And how about the theater and the drama that's involved, partner? The best part, we've got a front row seat to it all. And I think this is obviously the ultimate goal when they added a 7th seed to the playoffs back in 2020. More drama, more teams in it late in the season, and more importance on games like this.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire. And he is going to lose yardage here. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Schultz. 7-7, our score after 1. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll set up to throw. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a 1st down.
Two 1st downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. On 2nd down, Eckler. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Schultz. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That's caught again by Schultz. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. Back to throw now on 1st down. That's going to be caught. It's Palmer. Touchdown, Chargers. Josh Palmer, 27 yards. And the Chargers have taken the lead. Extra point good by Hopkins. And that makes the score 14-7. A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Josh Palmer. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Broncos and Cortland Sutton heading back out there. And the previous drive put him up over 1,000 yards for the season. So now it's what you like to refer to, my friend, as gravy time, right?
It is. I mean, he's done it, right? He's accomplished the goal. So the good players, they relax a little. They bask in it. They think this is, okay, we've done what we set out to do. The great players decide to push that number as high as they possibly can. I don't expect him to have any let-up in his game the rest of the way.
Great thing if you're on the opposite side. He's such a weapon. He just opens things up for the other guys around it.
Yeah, if you're the opposite receiver,
oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Mills. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He threw a touchdown pass last time they had it. And he'll look to get him in the end zone again here as they start with a first down. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll set up a throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Schultz. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. Out of the gun, Eckler running it. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now back to throw. On the screen, this is Eckler. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start. They'll look to throw. Touchdown! Dalton Schultz from 4 yards out. And the Chargers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Hopkins with the extra point, and it's now 21-7. That time a 6-play drive. And it was the tight end Dalton Schultz on the touchdown reception to cap the drive. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And this will come out to the 25 as Hamler elects not to return it. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And listen, these Thursday night games, they're tough on the body. You just played on Sunday, 72 hours later. Hey, it's game day again, but I have to think a Thursday night game in September much more preferable than a Thursday nighter in December, no?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. You mentioned how tough it is on the body. How about the mind? You're already tired, fatigued, right? Trying to battle for playoff spots. And here you have the quick turnaround. Now, the flip side is, if you take care of business, win that Thursday nighter, you go into a mini open week. Gives you a few extra days to heal up the body and the mind before you play your next game.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple. And they'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Wilson. And that is incomplete. The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. And the Chargers coming out on the field now. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
19 yards there on the catch and run.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. He'll drop to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Schultz. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
My goodness, they've come out locked in on this drive. Play calling, execution, they are fully in sync. 3 straight passes, 3 first downs. They're moving the ball downfield almost at will. This defense really struggling to find answers.
The end result, 21 yards.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Back to throw again. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Josh Palmer with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Chargers take a 3-touchdown lead.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor in effect.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it ends with a touchdown pass to Josh Palmer. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. And coming out now, the Broncos. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game.
But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. That's now a second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Back to throw here. He'll get this one to the Golden Domer, St. Brown. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. More from L.A. in a moment. Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. Hopkins' kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this first half. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st down, Wilson buying time to his left. That's taken in by Dulcich. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Wilson's throw there complete to Hamler. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers 35. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. It'll be spotted on the right hash, a 52-yard attempt. And this one is right through. And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you two in just a moment. First, we just want to give everybody a look ahead to what's in store for us this weekend as we enter the final month of this NFL season. As far as the early games go on Sunday, we'll have our eye on Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, a big one for the Chiefs, as they'll square off against the Miami Dolphins. In the late afternoon games, one of the best of the bunch will be at Soldier Field in Chicago, where it'll be the Bears taking on the Minnesota Vikings. And then lastly, the nation gets a good one on Sunday night between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race, very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So the Broncos come back out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. A CD after this game, there will be 4 weeks left in the regular season. So this is far from the final version of what we'll see come January, more of a first draft, if you will, as all these teams fight for a better position.
And you pointed it out so accurately there, Brandon. After this game, 4 weeks left in the regular season, and then the playoffs officially begin. But for some teams, trying to fight to make it to the playoffs, they're actually in a playoff push right now. Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Now Wilson. Being chased out left. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. 2nd and 9. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And he'll be brought down right on the 50, a gain of 3. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From midfield now, here's Wilson. Throw right side is going to be caught by Judy. And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker, 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And he'll get this up to the 4 right about there, and that's about it. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. It's Eckler again. 56 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
So a much rosier picture now after that last play. Here's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Draw play, it's Eckler. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. 2nd and 9 now. That one complete to his receiver, Palmer. 68 yards receiving now for him in the game. And a 1st down on that last catch as well. He'll look to throw. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And he'll earn a couple of tough yards past the 30 to the 31. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up fourth down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. And Denver getting set to take the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Swinging this out for Pollard. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver first down. Out of the gun, here's the give to Hubbard. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Austin Eckler and the Charger offense reclaims center stage. And he's sure looking like a lock for a 1,000-yard season. Don't know if he's going to get it in this game, but he'd probably like to just to get past that point.
Yeah, and if he doesn't, as you noted, there's still time, still opportunity. There's still more games to be played. So, yeah, it's not a lock, but barring injury, it certainly looks like he's going to get there. And what an accomplishment that is. Anytime you get over 1,000 yards, you're celebrated in the NFL.
It's been quite a season. Still a couple chapters left in that book, though. 2nd down, here's an option right. And he'll get this one up to the 26. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. They'll drop to throw. Catch is made. It's Schultz on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. They go play action here on 1st down. He finds his man complete. That's Schultz. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll make it 2nd down. He'll look to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Schultz. And that's good for a gain of 6, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. This is where, 4th quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
Well, you say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering where they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Once more, here's Eckler. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 79 yards on the ground for Eckler here, and that's a first down. Up the middle with Eckler. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's second down. Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. A handoff, it's Eckler. And he'll be down close to the first down marker as he gets this to the Broncos' 26. So they need 2 yards here on third down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on third down conversions on this drive. Edwards-Helaire, they'll try to run for it. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down. Hopkins' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Denver's offense ready to go again. That 5-game win streak is ticking away here in the 4th quarter. Just haven't been as sharp in this one. So 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos at their own 25-yard line. Wilson got his man. It's Dulcich. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now Wilson. Now a leaping catch. He's got it. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And they'll run on first down with Hubbard. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. To throw is Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 2 yards on the pickup there. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. 3rd and 2, now Wilson. Same connection, Dulcich once again. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 34-yard line. A strong pickup of 11 keeps their drive alive. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level. And sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. He'll dump this one off to Hubbard. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Again, Wilson. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the gun, it's Wilson. And that is incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And it's caught. And the Broncos are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They go play action now. Wilson. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos get a bit closer. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
They're going to keep it on the ground. And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the 1. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches. And the 2-point attempt is turned aside. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And this will not work out. The Chargers able to recover. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. 93 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Eckler now between the tackles. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. So this one's over. It's in the win column for the L.A. Chargers. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for the Chargers, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5. And they'll get a few days to savor this one before they take on the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for Denver, it's a loss that could have implications on the playoff race as they fall to 9-4. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Green Bay Packers. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on
today. From Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, it's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Green Bay Packers taking on the Atlanta Falcons.
Historic Lambeau Field. Fittingly, it butts up against Lombardi Avenue here in the heart of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Atlanta Falcons and the Green Bay Packers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. Taking it about the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they will be led out by a man in his sophomore campaign as the quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Now Patterson to start the drive. A good gain on first, has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. On second down, a run with Patterson. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
Here we go. 32. Ready, go.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the Packers will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Remember, Charles, this is the #1 defense in the NFL, and they prove their mettle here, forcing the turnover on the opening possession.
And sometimes when you play a team that has that reputation, it's earned it by their play. The psychology is, okay, they're #1. They have to prove it to us, and they tried to attack. They found out that that ranking was real.
And if history is any indication, when this defense gets off to a good start, look out.
Yeah, their offense plays off of them awfully well, too.
I can't believe they...
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down. A 2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on third. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Over the middle here, it's hauled in by Watson. And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the first down. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Cordero Patterson deep for Atlanta. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense And they've got to be breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief. The first time you throw the football winds up being picked, but fortunately for them, it does not lead to points.
Well, that tells you about team football, doesn't it? Everybody gets together. What's that term they use? Complementary football? Okay, he threw the pick. The defense got together and said, hey, let's shut them down. Let's not turn it into points. They did exactly that. Now he gets a fresh start, a clean slate. A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Green. And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength. Seven's a Mike. Mike 7. Ready.
They'll go again with Patterson. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. First and 10, it's Patterson. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. They'll look to throw here. That's Cordero Patterson hauling it in. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. A first carry for Tyler Algier. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. And the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
Ready. Red. 38.
Coming to you.
Watch tight. Tight end right.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. The numbers for Pitts in that game a week ago. 13 catches, 74 yards.
And the competition gets a little bit tougher here because he's got to go against the #1 ranked defense in the NFL against the pass, the latest incarnation of the no-fly zone.
And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 23. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
And coming into this ball game, this was an offense that wasn't just talking about the notion of ball control. They were preaching it. They want to win the time of possession battle, and they've done so here. This drive's taken up quite a bit of the first quarter. Now they are set up 1st and goal.
Big stop, let's go. Mike 5-9.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's got it. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
4 down.
Ready.
They'll look to run with Algier. And I think they stopped him again. They did at the 1-yard line. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football. And if you're going to throw it, something quick, get it out of your hands in a hurry.
And a loss of 3 to bring up 4. Such a long drive here. 3 points. That would be a disappointment, but I don't know if you can go for it here, can you?
Well, you know, the defense was really giving them a lot all the way downfield, and now they've stiffened. Forget that bend, don't break. Now they don't even want to let them get a yard, do they? So in this spot, you remember what the coaches told us before the ball game? Any drive that ends with a kick is going to be okay with us, whether it's a punt, a field goal, or an extra point. Take the field goal right here.
Well, both teams kind of feeling each other out here. And now after 3 drives, we have a score with that field goal.
Yeah, they're still waiting for their breakout drive to come to them, all right? They're using the playbook well. They're looking for that extra section that says touchdowns instead of field goals. But they'll take the 3 for now and try and get set up for more later.
Now come the Packers for their next drive as we take a look at the playoff race in the NFC coming into the weekend. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different. Well, that's an excellent way to get the pass rush activated. The first sack of the game for them comes on the first play of the drive, and it makes it very tough for the opponent to pick up a first down now, playing behind the sticks.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. They'll set up to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And it will be Falcon football. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got 2 division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. And a solid job using his legs. 16 yards and a first down on the keeper.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Patterson running between the tackles. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Oh, he's got his tight end Pitts complete. And he is going to have a Falcons first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
Under 10, under 10.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Over the middle, caught by London. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
You got him. You got him. Mike 7, Mike 7.
Back to the ground now. Patterson.
Nickel, nickel, nickel.
He will push his way down to about the 14. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
I like the fact that they didn't overcomplicate things on that call. 3rd and 2. Just run the quick little hitch, which they did. Ball's out of quarterback's hands. And yes, indeed, they pick up the first down.
Set, hut, 50, green.
Double tight.
Ready, go.
They'll run here with Algier. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Tyler Algier with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage.
So, CD, there didn't seem to be much resistance there down near the goal line.
Yeah, partner, from what I saw there, not a real good job of matching up defensively because to me, they look like they were just in their base 3-4 package. You need bigger bodies in there in a goal line type situation. The 3-4, fine between the 20s, but not down here when you're guarding your end zone.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told.
And it was Tyler Algier capping things off with a touchdown.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Looking to throw. And he's got Cooper on the out route. That's complete. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Watch the curls.
Now a handoff. Running left is Jones.
He's got it to the 43 here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
The Packers at 7 and 5 now of the year. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward.
And the Falcons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Boy, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
Atlanta regains possession of the football. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime. If you're a good football team, you spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments to prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a first down. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Man coverage on the left side, so I really like the design of this play because they opened up the field and brought their tight end the other way on a crossing route. That's a lot of ground to cover if you're a defender. I've been there before, unable to stay with his man there.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw here. He's going to let this one go deep. And this is going to be intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it.
And the Packers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. First down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw.
Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to tear you up.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Yeah, they'll have great field position here as the ball will be at the 15-yard line. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defender.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And his pass, incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. Now back to throw. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So golden field position there squandered as they can muster only a field goal.
Yeah, you were gifted a first-and-goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit for holding them to 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. The Packers with the football here late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Our time, guys. Our time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off.
They'll set up a throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Falcons grab it. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Coup for the extra point.
And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he returns this to the 22. The Packers with the football here late in this first half. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission.
45,
Back to throw now on first down.
Throw over the middle, caught by DeGuara.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Looking middle, and that's complete. And quickly they get to the line. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. He'll drop to throw.
Right side to Watson.
Nifty running there, but it'll come on what should be the final play of half number 1. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The Packers ready to go to start quarter number 3. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. On second down, it's Jones. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. And they're on 3rd and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back in that situation, you're handing it to the fullback, right? As we evolve, maybe you pitched it to your tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it and complete it for a first down.
It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
19, Tiger, 19, Tiger. Single.
2nd and 4. Finds his man, Watson, over the middle.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Again, he'll drop to throw. High throw, but the catch is made.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
45, Mike, 45.
They'll look to throw again.
He'll find his tight end here, DeGuara.
And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 17-yard line. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
But look what we have here, a sustained drive, and that was certainly AWOL in the first half. They really struggled to try and move the football. But right now, they certainly seem to have the formula working. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
Watch the pass. 45's the mic. 45.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
Got Dobbs over the middle. And the Packers are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Jones again. And not a whole lot there as they'll get him down at about the 2.
So it's 3rd and goal, and now the question, can this Falcon defense stand tall once more? They'll look to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Now Aldrick Rosas for the field goal attempt. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. Rosas' kick is good, and that will move the deficit from 20 down to 17. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now.
Falcons 1st and 10 here as Ritter gets them ready.
At their own 28-yard line. They're going to start the drive here on the ground with Patterson. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
I really like what he did there because he took his practice work and converted it to game action because he used his hands, got off the block, worked laterally and stayed to the outside, and finished off the runner for a loss.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They'll drop to throw. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
Short throw caught by Pitts. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Let's go now. 10 black.
Be a long day. That's going to be a long day.
Ready.
Straight ahead, Patterson.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield.
41 yards rushing for him now to this point.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or did they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
Again, Patterson.
And some room to maneuver. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
They go play action here on first down. He completes it to Ridley.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Hey, check. 3 down.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. Green Bay, Wisconsin is the spot. 3rd quarter inside Lambeau. Glad you're with us. 2nd and 10.
And that's going to be incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Back to throw again. This is caught. Touchdown, Falcons.
Drake London.
His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Falcons will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw.
That's complete to Dobbs. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. He'll look to throw.
Completes it again to Dobbs. Down inside the 10.
And it's a Packers touchdown.
Romeo Dobbs 40 yards. And the Packers are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter. They'll try and throw for it. And they're going to get the two-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. He'll look to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he finds McLaurin. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. On 1st and 10, it's Algier. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. The offense on 3rd down, they've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now they'll throw here, out of the gun. That's thrown underneath Algier. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Algier going straight ahead. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Now a throw here to his running back. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 34-yard line. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the fourth quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
And they eventually get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17 into the red zone, first down. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down.
Ready, go.
Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9". Check.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And the Falcons are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. They'll set up to throw. His pass caught at the 4. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal.
7's a Mike. Mike 7. Rip left. 7's a Mike.
Hit as he throws. He lost the football. It's loose. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the fourth. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. They trail by 2 scores in the fourth, and their defense did its job getting the fumble recovery. Time to see what this offense has left in the tank. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. 36 yards on the play. And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him now over 3,000 yards passing on the campaign.
And Brandon, I think we have to start to think about where we are in the season, because right now, 4,000 is not out of the question. I think a big game or two, he's certainly capable of getting that done.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
We got three.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Now here's a throw that's complete. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Wide open receiver complete. 1st down now, but the clock continues to move. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Well, they knew a lot of steps had to happen here. They got step 1, the touchdown. You need a 2-point conversion here, don't you?
You do, and as you continue to look ahead, if they're able to get that, somehow get the ball back and get another score, they have to go for 2 again. That's why teams are practicing multiple 2-point plays.
We saw that in Super Bowl 51 with the Patriots getting a pair of big 2-point conversions.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time. 44's the mic. 44's mic.
They'll look to throw.
Here we go.
And that one is caught. So they convert here, and don't look now, but this one's back to a 1-score game. And hold the phone now. This game isn't over yet.
Not at all. Now, get the football back. That's the first thing. However you do it, get the ball back and then manipulate the clock with your offense, because you've got to get the ball into the end zone.
So here we go. They'll need the recovery, obviously, then a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. And a good job here by the Falcons, their hands team, able to recover it. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Well, they can smell victory, partner. They can see it on the horizon, but certainly we're not done yet here. Defense still has 3 timeouts, and obviously this is a very slim lead they're holding on to.
And let's face it, the easiest way to get this done, challenge your ground game. Challenge your offensive line, your tight ends, your receivers, anyone who's going to lay down a block. Don't let there be penetration, because they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and maybe bring extra people to the ball. If you can do that, make them burn their timeouts, run out the clock, life will be good. But if you really want to gamble a little bit, a quick play action, quick throw, might be able to get it done. Just make sure it's not incomplete and stop the clock.
The first down line at the 34 here on third down. Looking to throw. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they take a knee.
Here we go, set. Black 40.
Double tight. Mike, check, 59. Squeeze, double.
Check 13. Good.
The Falcons in victory formation as they take a knee.
On the set.
Check your backer.
So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of. But now it's about taking the ball away, taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Atlanta, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5. And they'll return home next week to take on the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they can ill afford to drop too many more as they fall to 7-6 on the year. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.
Today, from M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, it's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports. As we'll see Aaron Rodgers and the Baltimore Ravens taking on Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And now,
two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So here come the Ravens now, ready to get the football for the first time. Under center is a 6'2", 225-pound signal caller, Aaron Rodgers.
I remember watching him in college and seeing a guy that you knew had great potential, but I don't know that anyone knew that we would see how he would blossom as an NFL player who will go down as one of the all-time great quarterbacks. Can make every throw from every angle with terrific mobility, and he knows how to win games, always in contention for a championship.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Let him know, let him know. 31's the mic. You're not ready.
Now Rodgers. Another one to CeeDee Lamb. He's got it. The numbers for him from a week ago. 7 catches, 120 yards even.
And he's trying to prove the adage is not just how you start, it's how you finish. And he is finishing awfully strong, takes great care of his body. I expect him to go ahead and put a capper on this season.
From just shy of midfield, Rodgers. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Here's Rodgers. Able to hit his target, Lamb. And they'll be stopped right at the 30. On a play that started back at the 15, they pick up 15. Really a solid start here on the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4 of 4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game, like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Ravens at 8-4 now in the year. And Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw caught by Olave. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
Now Rodgers. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Rodgers again now.
Throwing out right here, caught by Olave.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. To throw, it's Rodgers.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Tucker's kick is good. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip.
I think we can safely say they came out to be aggressive on the opening series, Charles. They didn't run the ball once. All that passing, it does get them the 3-0 lead.
I think what we saw there, partner, was a true definition of football balance, which means doing what you want to, when you want to on offense. And in this case, it was throwing the football. They may mix in running the football a little bit more as this game goes on. But his opening drive, while it stalled out, it still gave them 3 points.
Here are the Bengals on offense, and here is Joe Burrow ready to lead them at quarterback.
And when you come into the league as the #1 guy selected, a lot of hype comes with it. And sometimes that weight can be unbearable. But this young man, he took that weight on and handled it as well as you can imagine. And I love his ability to make a second, third reaction play and create downfield.
It's solid, instinctive running there, spinning forward and getting a full 7 yards. From the 36, Burrow. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Now Burrow on first down. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Here's Burrow. Open man here is Gentry.
And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
Come get some. Come get some. Come on here. Come get some. He don't want it.
2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Here we go.
Now it's Burrow.
And connects quick.
And oh, he coughed it up. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 45-yard line.
This drive didn't end well, but if they can keep stringing these together, they'll like what they're doing. That was an 8-play drive before it ended in a fumble. So the takeaway's got to be doing what we want to do and doing it well. Just got to take care of the ball at the end.
the Ravens heading out on offense as we look at the playoff picture in the AFC.
And as we take a look at the playoff picture, certainly still a lot of jostling to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team. Far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
So much to play for. And remember, 7 teams in each conference go to the playoffs instead of 6. And not to mention, remember when the league made that move a few seasons ago to put divisional games at the end of the year? So you get to week 16 and 17, you're playing for playoff spots, and you're playing divisional games. Couldn't be more exciting than that.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play, move on.
Throwing on 2nd down. Burrow. And this will be incomplete. An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Now Burrow. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Zach Gentry with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bengals are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first quarter lead. And man, Charles, talk about zinging something in there. Those gloves, they help with one-handed catches, the fun stuff. Any padding for a rocket like that?
One would think so, but I'll guarantee you this. After that throw, his hands will hurt later. Not right now in the moment. He's just feeling good about catching it.
Yeah, a little stinger, but a touchdown.
Evan McPherson now for the PAT.
He's got it. They'll see that opening drive field goal and raise it a touchdown, and that makes it 7-3.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
Well, these two teams, they met up way back in the season opener, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Rodgers.
He'll find Lamb. That's complete.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Rodgers now on 1st down.
Slant pass complete to Olave.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. 2nd quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 1 coming up. Jacobs going to try the middle. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the 2nd half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a 1st down, pick it up, and keep moving.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Rodgers going to throw.
Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 39. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Dancing to his left. He finds his man complete. It's Lamb. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A big play there on the catch and run. 33 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. And again, it's Rodgers. And in for the Ravens touchdown. From 6 yards away. And the Ravens are once again back in front. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
Tucker with the extra point. And the lead is now 10-7. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown.
No return here for Wilson. It's a touchback. It'll come out to the 25.
Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their 2nd drive.
A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
To throw again on 2nd down.
Burrow, another one into the hands of Jamar Chase.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a 1st down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it.
This goes out wide for Mixon.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Burrow will throw. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They're passing here. Joe Burrow.
And that's caught one more time by Boyd.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Burrow looking to pass. That's complete right around the 8. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
They decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
And this offense on 3rd down today, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. Here it's 3rd and 3. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be 4th down.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a 1st down.
So on 4th down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal.
From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle.
McPherson's kick is good.
And that will knot us up at 10.
So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
From a star in college to a star in the NFL, CeeDee Lamb at wide receivers. He brings out this offense.
Well, he's within shouting distance of a 1,000-yard season. Going to need a pretty good finish, though, if he wants to reach that mark.
Well, I like how you phrased it, partner. He is within shouting distance. If he stays on this pace, he's got a shot at it. But he needs a big game in there, right, to make sure that he gets it. So you know that during the week, in practice, and look, he asks for the ball all the time anyway. He's really going to ask for the ball and let his quarterback know he's open.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Right there.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. Throwing is Rodgers. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Rodgers now on 1st down. And that one going to be off target and incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they can at least attempt a kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them into field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
Give him 6 yards in the 1st down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. He finds his man complete. That's Lamb. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this 1st half.
I got you. I got you.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers. That's caught by Howard.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Into the red zone. It's Rodgers.
And yet again, it's Howard with a catch.
And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. Rodgers to throw once more. Touchdown!
Chris Olave. from 6 yards away. And the Ravens will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Tucker now to add the point after. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was Chris Olave who finished things off with a touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Taking it about the 1. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And the Bengal offense going to see the ball one more time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
He finds his tight end Gentry. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Meanwhile, Burrow's throw taken in here by Chase. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. First down. Here's Burrow. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good. So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In our game has been Aaron Rodgers, who was on target in the first half. He's thrown for close to 200 yards already, and that's helped propel his guys into the lead. As we send you back to Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. And the Bengal offense ready to go here to start the third quarter. Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
A good gain on first has them set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Now it's Burrow. Throwing the out route, finding Boyd for the completion. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. He's going to keep this again. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Throwing on 2nd and long. Burrow. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They'll set up a throw. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him.
Jermaine Johnson
in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
From a star in college to a star in the NFL, CeeDee Lamb at wide receivers. He brings out this offense.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well. And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. He got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And incomplete on the deep ball. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is caught. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 44 yards.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field. Pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route well run, and the football right on the money.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
31's the mic. Here we go. Here I come again.
Jacobs, touchdown, Baltimore.
Partner, they had a good lead as they went in at the half, and they came out here in the second half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency. Don't worry about what they said at halftime. This seemed like a team that was ready to play 60 minutes, and while this game is far from over, I love their approach.
Tucker now for the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
This one fielded at the 5. Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack.
And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football. Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
31's the mic. Time to go. Night.
Now Rodgers. That is caught by Lamb. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Here's Jacobs. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Here's Rodgers. Steps away to his left. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Ravens have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Now Tucker to add the PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns and 21 points. So that drive, 4 plays, and it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. From his end zone, Wilson. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 13. He'll hand it off here. This is Mixon. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. When you get an elite running back like he is, sometimes you've got to employ the by any means necessary method to get him down.
Yeah, sometimes you're relieved even if a flag comes out. But if you just get the hand up and you get it on the mask, you can kind of get away with that. But as soon as you curl it around a finger or the hand, that's pretty easy for everyone to see, and they'll call that one every time.
And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. It's a Bengal 1st down, a pickup of 11. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Quick slant caught by Chase. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens 35. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Mike 14, Mike 14.
They'll look to throw. And he'll go right back to chase. That's caught again. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter.
Mike 14.
And he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half. And down 3 scores, a lost fumble here certainly doesn't fit into that plan.
It reminds me of my plan in college to get an A on the papers I turned in, but that didn't work out too well either. Too many mistakes by both of us. I mean, that's just pure and simple. And that's why that's exactly where they are in this ball game. They're going to need a huge turnaround if they want to try and win this one.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And he roams across the 20 to the 24-yard line. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Once again, it's Jacobs. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. Try to run for it with Jacobs. And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The Ravens send their punter out now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Returning is Peppers. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return.
And the Bengals take over 1st and 10.
The Bengal offense on their way out as we look at the playoff race in the AFC.
Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest.
They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. They're going to look to throw.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Looking to throw.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him.
Kenny Clark drops him for a loss of 14 yards, and it also brings up 4th down.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down.
Open man, it's complete to Higgins. And he is going to have the Bengals 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Burrow dumps it off to Mixon. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackle. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
To the air again, Burrow.
Pass thrown right back to Joe Mixon. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the fourth. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
Now Burrow on first down. Open man is Higgins. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be second down. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Here we go.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Again, it's Burrow. He gets this one to Boyd. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Hurst. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Throwing again on second down. Burrow. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. So they need 2 yards here on 3rd down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. Another solid game-changing play for this defense with the interception. At this point, though, I don't know that it's game-changing. I mean, they've got this one in firm control.
And you always hear about, you know, those stories about someone left their game plan behind and maybe you benefit from it. I'm not going to say that that happened, but they certainly have appeared on defense to be a step ahead this entire game. Guys are always in the right spot in order to make a play.
The offense has had its moments, too. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs, and they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Running straight ahead is Jacobs, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4.
Now that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Here comes Peppers.
It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return.
And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10.
The Bengals offense returns to the field. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Let's get it together, defense.
On 2nd and inches, Burrow.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him.
Here we go.
And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Gotta go.
So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Baltimore, it's a very important
today from Soldier Field in Chicago. It's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Chicago Bears taking on the Minnesota Vikings.
We've had a lake effect snow band sitting over Soldier Field since about 9 this morning, and it's not supposed to budge anytime soon. The good news, the folks don't seem to mind here in Chicago. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Bears. I'm Brandon Gaudin. He's Charles Davis. Full disclosure, we both have mittens. We both have coats on up here in the booth. This one, it's going to be interesting.
I've got the long johns, the socks, the boots, you name it.
Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
So here are the Bears now for their opening drive.
They'll be led out by a first-round pick back in 2021 from Ohio State. It's Justin Fields.
And not only does he have all the skills that you're looking for as a quarterback, he's incredibly tough and plays the game fearlessly as both a runner and a passer. You provide a good running game around him and let him throw deep off of play action, you've got an all-star in the making.
They begin on the ground with Kamara, and he is going to lose yardage here. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty.
Fields passing on the first play from scrimmage.
That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. It's a big play, yet amazingly, because of how far they had to go, they're still looking at a 2nd down here. A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches.
One play action. Fields.
Throw right side of the tight end O'Shaughnessy.
And he will have the Bears first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. The Bears at 500, it's 6-6. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
I'm on. Hey, 25's the mic. We're going 25's the mic. Ready?
Oh, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
Whenever we call a game that's in the snow, we have to focus a little bit more, trying to make sure we've got the right numbers on players that we're calling, right? The right guys in the game. Think about the guys on the field. Their focus has to really increase as well because so many things coming at you. You got to make sure that you're really locked in on taking care of the ball.
Or if you don't, you cough it up like they did right there. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Check. Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike 39.
Ready.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert.
And they'll work this down inside the 30. This defense for the Bears, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
This defense certainly has a lot to be proud of coming off of last week's game because when you only give up 14 points in a contest, you give your team a great chance to win. The best defense in the league is usually going to average giving up 18, 19 points a game. So to be under that, a terrific achievement.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Hey, check Mike 39. Check Mike 39.
Now back to throw.
Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. Another good throw there in what has been a strong rookie season to this point, Charles, as he now has surpassed the 3,000-yard mark with that last completion.
And just think, he's been forced to learn on the job here in his first year. Normally, veterans talk about, hey, I've got the answers to the test before the game.
And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely was, and let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that first touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described. Big-time arm right there, and let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw it there.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Bears offense making their way out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the NFC. They had the fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10.
I'm coming for you. You mine. Hey, 25.
To throw is Fields.
Target.
And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
Double dog. That's the way. Hey, 25 the mic. We're going.
On 1st down, Fields. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. The numbers for Smith a week ago: 8 catches, 79 yards.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Fields now to throw. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Fields. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Back to the ground, it's Kamara. Down to the 25. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the 1st down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the 1st down, get a new set, and let's start over.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Fields going to keep it once more. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
A solid pickup of 13 sets him up first and goal.
And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago.
Alvin Kamara
with career touchdown number 91. He joins a group that includes Tony Dorsett and Isaac Bruce, among others.
And the Bears are an extra point away from evening this one up. Just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. Doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game.
And the stakes in this game certainly high as we get toward the end of the regular season. For now, they are holding a wild card spot, but there are no shortage of other teams in the NFC looking to take that spot from them.
Starting with the guys on the other side of the field because they're on the outside looking in, and no one likes to be in that position. You want to be in the room, not looking inside to see everyone else having fun.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. His throw incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
They'll drop to throw. That one caught by Tyreek Hill.
And he will have a Vikings first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
These two teams all tied after one.
Let's go. Yellow, 22.
Check him. I'm coming.
Set, cut. Ready, go.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. He'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
The Vikings send out their punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. From the 3, 2nd and a yard. Back to throw here.
And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Vikings have taken the lead. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Extra point safely through, and that makes the score 14-7. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
From the 30 on 2nd down. Fields. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll be tackled right on the midfield logo. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears 1st down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Trips over here. That's overload.
Coming left is Kamara. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
On the option right is Fields.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The Bears on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22.
Nice pickup. 10 yards and a 1st down on the keeper.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Let's go. Hey, 25 to Mike. We're going 25.
And here's Kamara on the read option. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Mike 54. Mike 54.
Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Considering they've seen him have some big gains against him throughout this game, that's got to feel like a measure of revenge as they trap him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll get maybe a couple before he's taken down, as that will take us to the 2-minute warning. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Switch up. Switch up.
3rd and long. It's Fields. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Rohrwasser's kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And now out comes Minnesota. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll look to throw here. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 2nd and 5. He'll look to throw. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. Talk about a big first half. Already has the 2 touchdowns, adding to his receiving total there and picking up the 1st down.
He's coming off the line so fast. I think he's intimidating the defensive backs with his explosiveness, and he's chipping away at their confidence.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. No reason to do anything foolish, as they'll snap it one more time on 1st down. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Carl Lawson able to record his 5th sack of the season. And you get the feeling, Charles, yeah, he's got the 2 sacks now, but he may get more here. We still got a quarter and then some to go.
And the way that he is playing this game, it reminds me of one of the best golfers in the world who can use every club in the bag and make a great shot. That's what he's doing with his pass rush moves right now, showing a little bit of everything. They have no way of stopping him.
He'll drop to throw. He's going to drop this one down for Chubb. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. Pulled in at the 24. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Bears take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
On second down, here's the option. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Here's Fields. Complete. Smith has it. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games. And we're seeing a pretty good one right now, hotly contested in the 3rd quarter. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Here's the option going left on 2nd down. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. They'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable. But that time, the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10.
Minnesota's offense takes over possession.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that.
Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
The Chicago offense set to get started. Following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will. 1st and 10.
Mike 54. Hey, watch the lane.
Fields on 1st down.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away from pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13.
Now Fields.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Back to throw. Fields. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Rohrwasser's kick is good.
And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Vikings offense now heading out to take over.
The last drive for this offense, Charles, you remember it ended in one play, that quick interception, but they do still have the lead as they start this drive here.
And that's something to focus on for them as well, because it's not quite no harm, no foul, but the interception, hey, shake it off.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, but a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession.
Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered, because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
And then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
So they keep the ball, but work to do on 2nd and long.
Back to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. J.J. Watt, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It's fielded at the 45. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Don't get nervous. Hey, watch that.
2nd down, and it's Kamara again. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 48 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
On that last run, he's now hit the 6,000-yard mark for rushing yards in his career.
And moves him squarely into the top 100 rushers of all time. In fact, he can boast that he's rushed for over 1,000 yards more than Gale Sayers did in his career. And Gale Sayers was a Hall of Famer in a short career.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10.
Hey, 25 to Mike. We're going 25.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Check. Watch 54.
Now it's Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney.
Touchdown, Bears!
Darnell Mooney.
34 yards.
And the Bears have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter.
I think if you pulled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field. And that break off to the corner.
They'll turn to Kamara.
And he's going to be hit and taken down in the backfield. Just nowhere to run that time. And the try for 2 is snuffed out.
You know, sometimes the guy on the defensive side of the ball, he just has a good feeling or a good read, and he unleashed his defense on that one. Boy, they stopped them in a big way.
Yeah, I hate to be cliche, but sometimes we overanalyze. They just have more want. Looked like they had more want right there.
More want and more people to the ball.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Takes it at the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
And now out comes Minnesota.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 12 yards there, 1st down Vikings. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
These two teams, you may remember, they met in Minnesota earlier in the year with the Vikings coming out victorious. So they're looking for this series sweep here in Chicago.
Ready, ready.
Second down at 5.
60 red.
It's a loss. We're taking wins home.
Ready, go.
They'll look to throw again.
Come on, D.
He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
Check pass.
Following the penalty, Chubb. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down. On third down, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
Here we go. Here we go. 33, yellow.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Bears will get the football back.
No surprise. They try to throw the ball on 4th down, but it gets batted down. They don't pick it up.
A little football 101. When you're going toward that quarterback, you see he's going to start to throw. Get your hands up,
right? Get your hands up, affect the play, and then everyone get your hands up. When the ball gets the truth, knock it away.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Here's Fields.
Over the middle to Smith. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
And Fields going to have the first down before sliding to a halt to avoid the contact.
The 3rd down conversion successful. A gain of 11. That is an absolute backbreaker. That was a design passing play, wasn't a draw. You think you got him stopped, good coverage downfield, and he's able to pick up the first with his legs. Defensively, that kicks into your psyche and hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and here's the thing. Anytime you give up a first down, it hurts you psychologically, but it hurts more when they get it this way because you've covered everything. He didn't have any place to throw the football. He takes off running and picks it up anyway, and now you have to stay on the field for an extra set of downs.
And really could have used that stop trailing here in the 4th. A give to Kamara running right. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48.
58 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to leave things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Man, that's trash. That's trash.
Hey, 25 is Mike.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields.
That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. On 2nd down, Kamara. He'll get only a couple down to the 44. The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
He's going to look deep down the field. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. On the defensive side of the ball, that's the definition of frustrated. You get them to 4th down, and then you allow a chunk play like that in the passing game.
Almost felt as if that play was drawn up in the dirt on the sideline. They pulled that from a game plan that wasn't this game, and they still made it work.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 now.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown.
Justin Fields scoring on the keeper from 6 yards out. And the Bears add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index, because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down. A good start there on this 4th quarter drive. They need more of what we just saw.
Down a couple of scores. There's still time, all right? It's not like, they're totally out of it, but they have to score quickly, and they're going to need some big-time plays, chunk plays, explosive plays. They need yardage on each snap.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. 2nd and 4. That one complete to Hill.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
A gain of 16 yards. And the Vikings 1st down.
Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Over the middle, it's complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it's caught.
And the Vikings are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Able to shake him off. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. The Vikings in the hurry up. They're hustling up to the line. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And now the focus is really clear. They need to get that 1st down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
Ready, go.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No.
And now remember, all touchdowns are reviewed, and in a tight game like this, they're going to take a good long look at it. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So that drive in total 8 plays.
And it ends with a touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill.
So with exactly a minute to play, here comes a critical onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Right there. 54 Mike.
Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. We got this. Hey, watch that. Watch that.
Fields going to hold on to it.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th.
You can't block me. You can't block me. Mike,
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Double tight. Hey, 4 down. 4 down.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he is going to have the Bears 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
The win for the Bears just around the corner. They go down to a knee. So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. I tell you what, the snow, not only did it not dampen the crowd's enthusiasm, they were great, but it didn't slow down the offenses either.
Let's start with the first thing you said, the crowd. Normally when it snows, what do you want to do? You bundle up, right? You don't get out of your seat. You don't cheer as loudly. That didn't happen with this crew. They were into it. And then the second part, offense is executed at a high level when you expected maybe to see a few more turnovers, the ball slip out of guys' hands. They took care of the ball in a big way.
So for the Bears, they move back over 500 at 7-6.